streaming, and I'm going to advertise the link. Right, so there's the link. Time to send it in my Discord first.
Alright.
Let's see. Oh, Fridger left. That's weird.
Hmm.
Who's Cove? Right.
Oh,
Who's Cove? Video announcements. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Let me post this link in. Video announcements. I can hear the echo from my stream.
oh yeah, I can hear it too.
Who's causing that? I can hear the echo from my stream.
Oh yeah, I can hear it too.
Who's causing that?
I'm not.
Oh, gee.
Who's
Whoops.
causing the echo?
That was me, my bad.
Okay. Alright, hold on. I'm about to send this in my server. Alright, there's that. Hopefully this works. Alright, now time to send it this Discord server. Alright. Let's go back here. And we should start getting people in shortly.
Alright.
Alright, let me... Oh, dang. So I'm gonna search up... I believe it was cyclonic weather floaters. These are the ones that will show imagery kind of like tropical tidbits, but better quality. You can see it's visible. Appearance looking amazing right now.
Yeah.
And let me see if what is RGB visible. Oh, that's infrared. And that's not the one I'm looking for though. Oh, this is it, I think. Nope, almost. Don't know if any of these are actually showing it. Nope, but yeah, it has an extremely dry eye. Let me look at its. Go back to infrared and look at its. Now I'm gonna go back to our top. Yep, here we go. So its eye temperature is still. It's actually going up now. It's at back at. It peaked earlier at around 22.51 degrees Celsius, which is very strong. Its max convection was minus 88 degrees Celsius. Very powerful storm overall. Its center is amazing right now. It is just one of the best storms, likely the best storm of the year in terms of appearance. Here is my windy custom color scale. Just look at that storm. It is
Wow.
is definitely a super typhoon right now. Definitely a Category 5. No doubt
Oh
about
yeah.
that. Officially, right now, it is at 155 knots, 903 millibars. That's 180 miles an hour, but that is likely understating its true intensity. We currently got a reading of T 8.0, the highest possible rating on satellite scales,
Ever.
which that shows that it's at least 195 miles an hour. But I'd say it's the bare minimum, 195 miles an hour. And its structure will be degrading over time. Let me pull up the mesosector imagery. I'm glad that they have one on the storm, getting minute by minute imagery. And then let me pull up Depaya as well.
Minute by minute imagery that won't load.
Yeah. It's loading, don't worry.
Riley Doxy changed his PFP to Bolaven.
Let me. Oh wow, yes, nice. Very good idea. I believe it was Hova earlier. Right. Thank you for everyone attending this stream. Here's the imagery of it. It's trying. It's a very complex situation on determining whether it's undergoing an eye wall replacement cycle. It tried to earlier, but then it backed out of it. But now it looks like it's trying to develop a very solid core. It seems like it's not going to undergo the eye wall replacement cycle, and it's going to peak right now. And this was the moment when we were trying to see if it was going to become very powerful storm, and this is uh,
It.
the strongest storm of the year so far. What are you gonna say?
This is it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is it. Deploy imagery. Yeah, look at that storm. Amazing. I'm gonna save the imagery. And it's enhanced visible should look amazing as well. Yep, there it is. RGB.
RGB looks sweet too.
Here's its true color imagery. Sandwich. The culmination of the two. Let me find the actual tropical tidbits kind of color scale. Here it is. We can't really see an eye wall replacement cycle occurring anymore.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, it's it's now its convection is wrapped around the center. Basically, it's trying to, and this might actually increase as well. This kind of convection may try and wrap around more. It's been very
Agreed.
clear though it's on the southern side that it's best.
Mhm.
And its cone now. Let me pull it up over here. Yeah, they have it as a 140 mile an hour, beginning to post tropical transition. Look at that. I believe that's
Wow.
transitioning. That's what they mean. It's not post tropical, but it's transitioning. And then at 120 hours, it's going to be post tropical, category 3, kind of post tropical, then 85 miles an hour. Looking at the Joint Typhoon Warning Center websites, going over to their graphic. Wait, did they issue something on another storm? Oh, yeah, they were doing Lydia as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so going back over here. Yeah, they're stopping cones past that is day 3, right there. So they're not showing what it's going to do afterwards, which it could impact Alaska. They're not showing it on here though. If I go over to
Yeah.
North Pacific, there's a very powerful post-tropical system near Alaska. You can see it right over here, and it's approaching Adak, those islands.
Yeah, the high
And
warning
if we
for
go
those
over
who
to the forecast, here's Bulaven right down here. It's going to be continuing to move. Oh, never mind. It shows that it's still going to strengthen some. Looks like it could, but it's running out of time eventually. Yeah, and there it goes. And then you'll notice how two systems try and hit Alaska there. There's the first, and then there's the second, become a powerful system out over there. And
wow.
I believe I can see. Nope, nah, I can't see temperatures.
Oh, that large extratropical system that's currently hitting Alaska.
Yes.
The high wind warning says southeast winds 50 to 60 miles per hour with gusts up to
Yep.
80.
Yeah.
Isolated gusts up to 100 miles per hour possible for Adak on Thursday.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, it is a very powerful storm right here, and this new post-tropical system is going to add on to it. And you
Yeah.
can see they have it at 180 miles an hour, and then they're going to have it gradually weaken. Still a
Yeah.
super typhoon in a day from now, roughly at around 2 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time. Yeah, you can see how the eye is becoming visible now on latest imagery. I'm going to get a loop of it throughout the past 24 hours. That should look very cool. I'm going to have it zoomed out some. Yes, here we go. It'll look very awesome. Oh, well, okay. Oh, my bad. Clicked off of it. Alright, it's loading. And don't forget to like the stream, guys. Let's try and spread out this amazing imagery even more. Alright. And so this was when it was at nightfall. We were asleep during this time. So as you can see, you can see little rings in that broke from the main sensor, showing that an eyewall replacement cycle was trying to occur, but then it stopped it. Right, here's its progression throughout the last 24 hours. An
That's
amazing appearance.
Wow.
I know.
Look
There
how
we
much
go.
better. That's crazy.
Yep, definitely one of the best storms to look at.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And this storm, it likely will continue to look good. I mean, we don't see an eye wall replacement cycle for the foreseeable future, so this could continue to ramp up. I'm gonna look at the potential for shear and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have Ram B, and I forgot to look at wind shear forecast on that
Okay.
yesterday and stuff like that. But here, let me go over to find the tropics thing, and then if we go over to Bolaven here and look at its forecasted intensity, from the start it looked like it was going to be a powerful storm. You could see up here how the intensity peak ramped up very, very fast. And right now it's looking like it's going to be peaking right now, and you'll see how quickly conditions deteriorates. We had very low wind shear, and but now the sea surface temperatures are going to be falling off a cliff right now.
Oh yeah.
Humidities, it's going to be facing dry air, and then wind shear is going to skyrocket. So everything's not in its favor anymore. But yeah, shear was definitely forecasted to be low from the red model, the GFS. I like seeing the bloom line that was not up to date at all.
It
But yeah,
really.
thankfully, if you look on the left, it's not going to be heading for Japan, thankfully.
Yeah.
One of the main factors, though, is going to be the rip currents. Let me see if I could find. Here we go. Significant wave height. So it's already trying to do it. Trying to ramp up a lot. And so you'll see the rip current threat is whenever you really see lines going towards an island. And then the higher the color, the worse it is. So Japan is in a very bad area, and most of Alaska and
Yeah.
the eastern United States, all that area is going to be in a threat with the
You just said.
storm. And you can see
Oh
the line right
yeah.
over here.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yep, as
That's
it slams into
bad.
the United States with very
And then
bad
they
rip
get.
currents.
Then they get in the red. That's pretty bad.
Yes, the reds are when you get to
Mm.
around 15 feet high waves, and this isn't like waves onshore; it's out to sea. And then the purples are when you get 20 plus or 20 plus feet, and then the this max orange red color is 50 feet, so right around
That is
here you can see the
crazy.
50 feet range. So those would be swells, not crashing waves, but waves that go like this. And
Wow.
so that's when it's terrifying when a boat's on it trying to go
I
up. It's
would
not
not
gonna
I
do
would not want to
that.
be a pilot, bro.
I'm
Yep.
not the one to get seasick or anything, but if I was stuck in that type of situation, nope. I think I'd be
Oh
traumatized.
yeah, there are islands in its path, kind of. You can see right over here. There's some small islands in the area. I don't think they're populated though, but it is gonna go in between them, as you can see here. The Northern Mariana Islands. Let me go down a bit. The Northern Mariana Islands are over here. This line. And then these islands, I don't know what those are, but it's going to be
What was
threading the needle.
what was Koinu's wind peak?
I'd say around 150 to 155 miles per hour.
Koinu?
Yes,
Okay.
Koinu.
Wow. So it's exceeded Koinu
Yeah,
at
this
this
is
point.
Koinu wasn't a Cat 5.
That's crazy.
This one
This
is
is much more
Category
powerful
5
than
and
Koinu.
then some. Category
Yeah.
5 is only 160 miles an hour, and this is
Yeah.
195. So that would be a whole entire another scale, like 35 plus miles an hour more than the Category 5 threshold, which is one of the strongest storms on record, being at
Category
195.
6.
I don't know how many storms I have at 200 miles an hour, but if it became that, it would be one of the strongest storms globally in the top 20. I think
Yeah.
I only have I have less than 20 storms at 200.
We're kind of watching history unfold.
Yes. Definitely, as this is the strongest storm of the year. You can see how the eye now. You can see the ocean on the bottom. This is kind of
Yeah,
low
you can see
quality.
that.
Here, let me pull up. What was it? It was thinking about the link Real Earth. All right. So now if I go over to products and then let's see, where is it? Himawari full disc. There we got visible. Let me pull it up. There it is.
Wow.
And then let me go
Oh,
over and put some clean infrared on top of it. There we go. There's your super typhoon right there. And if you zoom in a lot so you can see it, you can see the water. You can see how much the convection, the cloud tops,
correct. Yeah.
how they look so fluffy
Yep.
instead of it being just a solid color out this area.
Correct. Yeah.
That's how you can tell the convection is. You can see the ring right here. That's the most powerful convection right through here. And if you
So yeah.
open
Yeah.
this up, you can see it right there. There it is. The best convection on the storms in that area, especially on the southern side of it. But we do not have radar in it anymore. I don't think we can actually get um, any sort of anything really in terms of Guam's radar. I don't think any of the storm is even in
No,
it, so I'm gonna
it
check.
isn't. No.
Alright, well, it turns
Just
out
like
there are
far, far
actually
out
some
there.
storms just north of Guam. Oh, right over. Yeah, these storms right over here. There's little bits of rain right over here. Let me make sure it can be seen on stream. Let me go up a little bit more. Right, so these storms right over here are flowing in the motion of the typhoon. Right over here. You can see how
Correct.
Are there like
powerful.
Yep.
are there like outer bands or?
Yes, those are outer bands. Look at the
No.
overall size of the storm right
Yeah.
now. And so you can see how all of this is moving towards it.
Oh yeah.
So basically, this whole entire area is a part of the storm. Nearly in the Philippines, the winds are blowing away towards the storm.
Yeah. It's massive.
I believe,
It's
let me zoom
huge.
out all the way so we can get a very, very good idea of its
Holy
spin.
cow.
Because it's monsoonal, it's sucking up all that moisture near the Philippines, Palau, Guam, all that area, and it's pulling it towards the center of the storm. Which is why it's doing so well as well. Alright,
What
and
a
once the
menace.
loop loads, I'll finally start drawing on it.
That thing's a menace, dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing's a menace. Jeez.
Alright, here we go. You can see the main spin is, if you look on the lower levels, you can see this area being pulled in
Correct. Yeah, I
right
see that.
through here.
Looks
It's
like an
moving
inflow
this
boundary.
direction.
Inflow boundary.
Yeah. And then this is what's getting pulled around into it. And overall, you
Yep.
can see another banding to the north started appearing that was not seen earlier.
Correct.
You can
Yeah.
see how earlier it was one of those little fingers like we were looking at before, where it's just a circle and has little
Correct.
bandings going out like this. But now it's an overall circle with banding
Yep.
everywhere around it.
Everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Right over here, and then you got all the banding around it. And also you can see the jets. I believe that's part of its, and that's what it's interacting with. Let me look on the models. Just want to double check. Let's see, so what was it? It was upper dynamics, 200 millibar winds. Yeah, so it's going to be starting to interact with the jets within the next 24 hours or so. So I mean, the next
24?
24 hours, it's going to be in prime conditions.
Correct.
The jet stream's right over here, and so when the storms collide with it, it's going to give it a lot more exhaust and just it's going to really start ramping up by the time it does that. Hi, Sham and the
Oh yeah.
Burbs. Oh wow! Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. This is a lot of people. All right, for my standards, I guess. But yeah, the storm is going to be interacting with the jet stream, and it could even blow up further because the jet interaction typically strengthens it. But I don't really know in this case, as it is already so powerful. Um,
Correct.
don't know what it's going to do by the time. I have never seen this before, where a powerful system, um, before it even interacts with the jet
Yeah,
stream.
correct.
So it's very fortunate that it isn't impacting any lands. Okay, I have
Hitting
no idea
land,
why
right?
the
Yeah.
watermark just got displayed.
This would be catastrophic beyond land damage if it were hitting a place like Guam directly or
Mm-hmm.
Japan. Like, holy cow.
Pixel volume exceeded. Right.
I decided to change my profile picture and just to
Yeah, I
commend
see it. Oh wow,
our
that's
balloon.
nice. But yeah, the storm is a very powerful monster, and it is going to
It is.
continue being one for the foreseeable
Absolutely.
future.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the windy.com satellite imagery, my custom color scale. Just the banding is a lot more apparent on the northern side now.
Oh my God.
It's a perfect circle in the center, and it has been one. That's its central dense overcast. The CDO of the storm is that's this little circle
Oh
in the
my
middle,
God.
the pinks. That is
Wow.
the center of it, and that is going to. Oh yeah, here's what I was going to pull up. I'm going to show it on stream. Right here it is. It's a little bit later than what they were showing. Let's see. So sheer. Let me pull that up. Look at how it's barely anything right there. They're in right now they're in
Yeah,
around.
perfect shear. Yeah.
So that's 5 knots. So they're in around 5 knots of wind shear right now. But they're going to they're going to interact with the jet around this area, and then it's going to
Yep.
really start weakening right afterwards as it starts heading towards the sea. And if I zoom out very far, let me see how far away I can see the shear. Nope, the shear doesn't want to load in this. It's way too far out to look at it. Alright, and if I zoom in more, get a better look at the sea surface. Oh yeah, actually, let me zoom out all the way and look at sea surface temperatures with the storm. So where's the track forecast? Nope. All right. Oh yeah, you can see how it glitched out. On the very top left of your screen, you'll see the Category 5 icon.
Uh-huh. I see that.
Yep, but there's where it's at. There's sea surface temperatures. So right now it's in around 29 degrees Celsius sea surface temperatures.
Wow.
Oceanic
Oh,
heat content is lowering right now. It's around 50 or so, and that's going to be continuing to lower as it progresses out to sea. And here is the microwave imagery on it. Very, very good looking. What's this? Nope. All right. So there it is. Let me see if an ASCAT pass. Nope. All right, hold on. Let me go back closer. Oh whoa! Look at the ASCAT pass that made it. ASCAT isn't gonna show much other than how large the wind field is of the storm.
wow. That's
ASCAT
crazy.
normally is only gonna go. It's normally only goes up to like hurricane force at max. Let me go through here. All right. Bolaven, let me pull up an ASCAT pass on it. Yeah, and you can see how it's not getting the center because it's contaminated so much. And yeah, it
Yeah.
shows it's 55 knots. Right, hold on. I'm gonna go say
55.
something in a server real quick. I'm gonna go.
Jeez, you have so
ASCAT
many
shows
notifications.
55 knots. According to undersampling, maybe 60 knots. Slash J. There we go. All right. Yep. So I'm gonna send in the ASCAP pass in the in this. I know. Yep. But it shows how far-reaching the and not really but it shows how large the circulation is all the way up here with the banding, and same with all the way down south. You can see the pass right over here near Guam with the bands.
All right, I'm back.
All right. So yeah, something as you can see here, we have banding all around the storm, which we did not have earlier. We only had it on the southern side down over here. But now we have it on all sides, and the banding is
Right.
extending to the northern side. It's
Yep.
all connected right now. So we got monsoonal moisture near Guam that is continuing to surge up north. And then we got the banding around it, one right here, and then we got these little bits of banding. And then we also have this starting to try and connect to the jet stream, connect to a front, I believe. Um, I'm going to search up real quick Pacific Front Monitor. Nope, okay. Oh, let me close out of this. Alright. I do not know if there's a good website for it. I'm in TRL. Alright, so yeah, I do not think there is a good, there should be. Let me go back to the Weather Prediction Center. They should make something about it.
Yeah.
I'm also surprised they went marginal for today. Yeah, the rain threats decreased somewhat for Florida. Right, but let me see. Where's it? Ocean Pacific Center. Here we go. Here's the here's that little post-tropical system. There's Bulaven. And
I
as
see
you can
that.
see, though, it is such a powerful storm. Oh yeah, here's the overall view. There's I can't really show it. All right, let me see if it's on stream now. They can't really see it, but there's the storm, and then if you look up here, it's a front that's trying to connect to
Right.
the outer skirts of it. That's why if
Oh,
we
will it?
look on here, we can see the fronts
Yeah, I
right
do see
over
that.
here,
Colliding.
and then it fizzles out right in this area. And eventually the two will connect. And then it's going to be such a powerful post-tropical system.
It's a hurricane love story, pretty much.
Yeah. The two are going
Did
to
you say?
interact in a beautiful way.
Oh my god. I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, it was supposed to undergo a beautiful eye wall replacement cycle, but it decided not to and just stay a beautiful storm. And that's what it's
Yeah.
doing right now. And the storm is going to be continuing to move up to the north,
Yeah.
just away. And then the way that this kind of powerhouse tries to turn post-tropical may look amazing. It may do a horrible job,
Oh yeah.
but we'll have to wait and see what the storm decides to do. Because I still do believe it will try to do an eye wall replacement cycle. I don't know when. It might try and do it on its weakening phase, like when it starts. Because I believe it's peaking right now. It might not be. It might still be strengthening. But by the time it starts turning post-tropical, it may try and do an eye wall replacement cycle and just destroy the storm and
Correct.
rapidly weaken it while it's degrading even more. But it might not, and it might try and stay a beautiful storm for a very long time.
True.
All right, so let me see more of the Depaya imagery in terms of what it's looking like on here. Yeah, there's not much going on right now in terms of in sign of an eye wall replacement cycle, but here you can see the
Yeah.
most intense convection down to the south that we weren't having earlier.
Yeah. I see that. Yep.
And let me get an image loop if I can. It seems like it wants to take a little while. 5+ minutes. Okay, nope. Alright, wondering how long. Okay, there we go. Alright, yeah, here's the loop of it right now, where the southern side is has the most intense convection, coldest cloud tops. Right, Jinzi, they said, do you think it weakened from 180 miles an hour to 175? I do not even think this is 180. I think this is 195 miles an hour, and there is evidence of it. The Dvorak technique, a satellite technique, us weather people use to determine intensity of storms that we don't have observations of. It has maxed out all the way to a what we call a T 8.0. and that typically means the storm is around 195 miles an hour or more. In this case, it looks like it's the low end of the criteria, and
You
that's why we're
think
only going
streams lagging?
195. So pretty soon it might weaken down to 190, but we do not know. Oh god, is the stream
According
lagging?
to Gen Z, yeah, stream. According to Gen Z, the stream's lagging, but I'm just watching the stream off of my end.
Is it
It doesn't
lagging?
seem like it's not lagging for me.
Alright, good, just want to make sure. Alright, so yeah, it's such a powerful storm right now, and as you can see, some of these northern Mariana Islands are getting in some of the impacts of it still. It is such a large system that's they're getting some of the rain from it.
Yep.
Even parts of Guam as well. I'm gonna check the
Yeah.
area, see if they're under a flood watch, anything like that. I don't think so, but I'm just gonna check.
Ooh, I almost fell off my bed.
Alright, so they are under a high surf advisory, of course, with small craft advisories, talking about winds of up to 30 knots or 35 miles an hour in the ocean in the area, with waves of up to, let me see, of up to 8 to 11 feet, which that makes
Eight.
sense due to the storm. Let me see if they mentioned it in their discussion. Yes. Additional details: winds and seas will gradually decrease as Super Typhoon Bolaven continues to move away from the area. It'd be an interesting thing to live on the island and have to get impacts from these kind of storms for surfing and stuff like that.
Huh.
You
Just
also
how these
gotta think about.
storms can
You also have to
ruin
think
the
about this.
beach.
You're on a small island, right?
Yes.
You can't exactly like drive anywhere or anything like that because of how small the islands are.
Yeah.
So that must be stressful too.
Yeah, and you can't really
Like,
escape that easily as well. You just need to hunker
yeah,
down.
exactly. You just gotta
Oh
wish
wait,
for the
does this?
best.
They have another storm in the Central Pacific. The Euro does. That's interesting.
Really?
I did not see this. Hone. Let me look
Okay,
at other
finally.
models. GFS has slight support on it as well. CMC has it as well. Ooh, all right. Icon model.
Oh, Force
Uh,
13 must be happy about this.
yep. I'm
Wait,
gonna look
hold
at the
on.
National or the Central Pacific Hurricane Center. Doesn't show anything in terms of development
Oh,
yet. They might update it. I do not know what time they'll next update it, though, in terms of this time. But right now it's 7:24 a.m. Japanese Standard Time, and they're going to be getting some of the bad conditions
Oh yeah.
from it in terms of surf and rip currents. If I pull up a model run showing the storm's impacts, let's see, Western Pacific right over here. If we, or no, I'm going to go to the entire Pacific, North Pacific. If we go over to, where is it? Where's the waves? Here it is, significant wave heights. All right, so anytime you'll see an arrow pointing directly towards lands, that's when you get the dangerous rip currents. So if I fast forward a
Right.
little bit, then you'll see how the storm is pushing arrows all the way towards the Philippines, towards Japan, towards Guam, towards the Mariana Islands, those areas. And then as the system leaves, you can really see how far the rip current thread extends, all the way to Guam when it's near Alaska, and
that's
Guam.
also the
so.
Philippines as well. And so the entire Pacific, northern Pacific, looks like there could be rip current threats for the northeast, the western coast of the United States, parts of Canada. They could be getting in the rip currents, and if I fast forward a little bit more, you can really see that fronts or the thing about to slam into the United States.
It just explodes in size too.
Yes,
Indeed.
the waves
Or,
as a tropical system. The
Yep.
model run like over here. You can see Lydia right over here. Tropical systems have such a small area there. You see, like on the way down near Mexico, right over here,
Yeah.
or in this area, they have normally small areas. So if I
Yeah,
were to
yeah,
draw a
that
line
part
here
barely
compared to
even
where it is later, it's such a big
Alaska is
difference
going
in
to be
terms of
seeing
crazy
size,
because that part.
a lot of heavy winds because of this subtropical storm and anywhere in that area.
or not
Um,
subtropical, but post-tropical. You mean,
subtropical,
yeah.
post-tropical, my bad.
So yeah, it
Post-tropical is
turns
probably one
post-tropical
area.
at around here, so that's when you could see how much it's expanding, and then it starts heading
Yeah,
for the United States, mainly Alaska. But you can see how bad the conditions are nearing
yeah, they're
the
gonna be like
western coast of the
worse and
United
worse.
States, and it may last for a while, up until October 24th, around that area. So like for the next
Wow,
13 days or
October
like 2 weeks
24th.
almost, from now. But I mean, it's not going to start until later, or it might even be starting now because there's here I'm going to look up rip current risk. Rip current risk. See what they have it at. Rip current threats. Never mind, I pull up
That's
Melbourne's rip current
Melbourne.
threats.
Yeah.
Um, nope, where is it? Hold on. Rip current risk, United States. Um, where is it? All right, here's the rip current hazards. Should show
Yeah.
a general idea of how bad the rip currents will be. Not loading. Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, just want to
Yeah.
make sure. This doesn't seem to be working right now. Oh, it's just said it had an error. Let me refresh it again.
Dvorak estimates, in my opinion, only suggest a 285 kilometers per hour, 180 mile per hour storm, according to Gen Z.
No, Dvorak estimates do not really suggest that. That is all right. So I'll explain what this stuff is. A T8.0, a T7.5. For those who don't know tropical cyclones and stuff, those are Dvorak estimates we use. So if a storm has a right, hold on, it's loading all of its. Good thing I have lots of frames loaded on it. This will be useful. All right, so if a storm has a complete cold medium gray, that's this coloring right here, all throughout. So if it has a whole circle around the eye, and it has an eye temperature of what we call warm medium gray, that's the coloring featured over here, like mostly ocean kind of temperature,
All right.
9 degrees Celsius or warmer. Then we call that a T7.5. That is around 180 miles an hour. Now, if a storm has a T7.5 status for around more than 12 hours, so this was 6Z. So if I fast forward 12 hours to around 18Z, as you can see, it's still holding on to it. And also notice the banding on the northern side. How earlier it just had a southern, southwestern band, and if I fast forward, it now has more banding to the northern side as well. When you
Yeah.
get a T7.5 for at least 12 hours, that means, or an increasing in banding, that typically means it is a T8.0. That's why officially it is rated a T8.0. It's not just us making estimates, it is officially a T8.0. They did a perfect
Yeah.
job with the rating, and so officially the Dvorak estimates suggest 195 miles an hour. Right, so that's
Wow.
basically the overall
8.0.
understanding of how this stuff works. Right here, I'm gonna load up more imagery, 180 frames maybe. This will show, yeah, here's its intensification phase, and this will show what we mean by more banding, stuff like that. Right, here we go. Its whole entire loop will show how the southwestern side, if I pause it right on here, that's when you get to your little circle of intense convection, and you get like little fingers for convection right over here, or banding. So in this time it was only on the southern side. So right over here it was nothing, but very far down south there was banding. Now if we keep it going for a while, you'll notice bands are increasing on the northern side as well.
Correct.
Right over
Yep.
here, and that's when you see banding is happening now all around the storm, suggesting it is very, very intense.
Oh yeah.
And you can see how when the system started its quick development, that's when it was starting to form better bandings on the west, and so we could
Yep.
already tell it was intensifying. We didn't really think how good the banding would be on the northern side, but
Correct.
I'm gonna make a whole entire loop on this. I'm gonna save it just because it's a perfect example on what a T 8.0 is, with better banding on the northern side. And mainly before this and stuff like that, a year ago, I wouldn't really know what that is, what a T 8.0 was, because it was never featured. But now we actually, now I've learned it throughout the past few
Estimates
months.
from yesterday.
But yeah, it is officially a T 8.0.
Gen Z, what was your estimates yesterday?
Jinzi, yeah, Jinzi, what were your estimates yesterday? Right, so they're in the live chat, so we're just waiting on them to respond. I'm
I can
wondering
just
if
read because
this.
I'm on the live chat right now. I can just read off of.
Yep. Oh, wait, hold on. Yep. All right. So yeah, while that's loading, you can see how much if we go a day behind, it's a large difference between what it looked like
Yeah.
Correct.
right over here, suggesting just how powerful the system is, and it's starting to
Yeah.
interact with the cold fronts. The fronts right over here. Its convection is now starting to get pulled towards it. If I look at the shear map right over here, let's see, what is it? All right, if we look at the shear map, the convection, the reason it's doing this is because shear is pulling the convection up northeast. So by the
Correct.
time it's over here, the banding's getting sucked away
Gen,
towards the cold
Gen Z
front.
responded 185.
Yeah,
185.
185 miles an hour was a good estimate for yesterday. I would say that
Yeah.
is a very good idea for the peak estimates because it was not a T 8.0 yet like it is right now. Alright, hold on. Oh wow, I looked at an island in Japan and looks just like a lightning strike almost right over here. You see it?
It does
I
actually,
was about
yeah.
to say I was zoomed out and I see a lightning strike icon and I'm like, what's that? Yeah,
What's that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But let's see. Where's the Hawaii low? Where's Hawaii? Here it is. Right. So yeah, this little disturbance somewhere over here could try and develop something. Let me look at winds. Yeah, right over here could try and do something.
Well, if you weren't watching earlier, it's not currently a disturbance yet,
Yeah,
but
it's
it
trying
could
to be one.
possibly.
Oh yeah, and
It,
look at this. Just wind gust alone, and this is a low resolution model. So these are showing around like 130 plus mile an hour gust, and that's very rare to see this in something like you'd only see this with storms with 195 miles an hour kind of stuff because of how low resolution these models are. But this
wow.
gives a general idea of what kind of winds could be occurring. Like for Guam, getting around 23 mile an hour gusts. But
How
as
about
the
the
Doesn't
northern
system
islands?
leaves the area,
Wait, what
yes.
about those northern islands in Guam? Those tails, those
Oh,
smaller
these
islands. Yeah,
tails.
right
All
there.
right.
24,
Oh yeah, tropical storm
45.
force
See?
gust possibly. But yeah,
49.
that's gonna be
Look at that one up there. Look at that one up there. Right.
right up
That's
here.
close. 54.
Yep,
That
54.
might get higher. Just any more near it. There's a lot of like islands that like stray from Guam that are getting tropical
I
storm
don't know
force.
if what this island actually is. It's likely just something that's no one lives on.
Yeah,
It's an
probably just
island,
random.
just a
Still,
random
it's good
island.
to know what
And look at that eye.
location.
So cool
Wow.
seeing it on here, even if I
I
zoom out
know.
far away. Yeah, but if we go out further, and we go out a day or so ahead, when the system's trying to become a post-tropical. You can see the fronts right over here. That is
I see
trying to
it. Yep.
connect to the system. Right over here, you'll notice how the winds. This is a model depicted, model forecasted fronts. So this isn't exactly where the front will be, but whenever you see the line, how it's typically with tropical cyclones, like over here, you'll see a circle, a circular motion. This one is a circle, and then it hits a wall, and then goes straight over. That's when you can
Yeah,
see it's a front.
I
And
see
you
that. Yep.
said
So yeah, the front
Jinsey
extends
says
towards the center of the storm.
Jinsey says I will have to conduct further reanalysis after the storm to determine whether it really attained that or not. But right now, I think it did.
Yep.
What do you think they'll go for at 0Z? Or
Oh, who's they? Are you? If you're talking about the Joint Typhoon
yeah.
Warning Center, that's anybody's guess. Oh, what did I just close out of? I had this. Yeah, Joint Typhoon Warning Center. It's anybody's guess what they're gonna go for. Um, it's maintained its overall structure, and while I believe they're going a lot lower than what it actually is, I don't know. They might keep it at 155 knots. They might increase it by 5. They might decrease it by 5. Knowing the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, by knowing what they do, we don't know what they're gonna do.
That's a good
So
way of
it's
putting
going
it.
to be a
Yeah.
complex forecast or complex to see what they're gonna do. It's really anybody's guess right now. All right, so it says is the stream laggy for you, Tuna?
No.
All right, just want to
Chase,
make sure.
Chase, I gotta go, man.
All right,
Sorry.
well, are you? Will you be back?
Yeah, I might be back in about an hour or
Oh,
so,
yeah,
maybe.
I don't know if we'll still be streaming, but thank you
All right.
so
See
much
ya.
for participating and whatnots. Well, yeah, we're
No
getting
problem.
a
Yeah.
good amount of viewers right now. Should have started
Yeah, it's good.
streaming
I see you.
earlier.
We have like six. We have like 6 or 7 when I watch.
Yeah, that's a
To
very
be
good
honest with
amount right now.
Yeah.
you.
All right, so
All
yeah,
right. See you guys. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
let's see. I'm hoping some other people will join. As this is it's doing successful right now in terms of how many
Um,
people are watching right now. But this is a once again just a powerful system, and it will begin to approach Alaska eventually as a powerful post-tropical system. Here, if I pull it up through
the chat
here,
got much more. The live chat got much more quiet now that I'm just here.
yeah. All right, so if I go to North Pacific, here is the system turning post-tropical, Bolaven right over here. It's going to begin to turn post-tropical. Then it gets sucked away because there's a high pressure right over here that acts to steer it this direction. That's the whole reason it's not hitting lands, is due to that saving grace of a high pressure. And then due to the fact there's a low right here, an upper level low, it's going to spin the system around it, and then eventually hits Alaska, as you'll see over here. Thankfully, it slows
Oh.
down right before going towards Alaska. You'll notice how fast the system's moving, and then it finally
Yeah.
slows down. And that gives it time to weaken, stuff like that. Let me look on Windy. See their wind forecast roughly of the of some models. Wind gusts right now. As you can see, there could be Category 2 plus gust of winds from this kind of system up here. Euro model showing over 100 mile an hour. Alright, so I might use the GFS on this one. Now I'm going to use the Euro. Alright, so yeah, this shows both systems. Right over here, one of them's turning post-tropical. Right over here, Bulavan with Category 2 gust. Category 4 gust briefly. The
Oh my
wind model
God.
shows.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be a powerful post-tropical system, clearly. But then it's going to begin to,
It's gonna be big too.
yes.
Huge for that
Oh,
matter.
geez, hold on. How do I turn it to millibars?
I'm
Um,
guessing that the green is
Tropical
the
storm.
greens are tropical. Yeah.
Gale force winds. Right, so how do I change this? Oh, here it is. HPA. There we go. So let me go back again. So right now they have it at the model has it at 977 millibars, which is clearly not the case. They just do poor initialization, but then you'll see how low the pressure gets. 940s right over here. For some reason, it's showing too low pressures. But it is such a powerful storm. Gets down to the 940s potentially, and then starts to rise in pressure, meaning the storm's overall is weakening. Then here it is towards Alaska, and then actually this one has it heading towards Canada, whereas the GFS has it a little bit more north towards Alaska. We look at the GFS as estimates. They have it at a lower pressure right now. All right, they believe it's going to peak out at the 930s initially as a tropical system, which it clearly isn't. It's below that, and we'll see the system. They believe it's just gonna gradually rise. Oh, never mind. They believe it's gonna reach a 948 millibar peak. It looks like 947 millibar all the way out towards Alaska as a hurricane equivalent post-tropical cyclone, and then gradually weaken in the area. So if I go to wind accumulation, like the max winds throughout a time period, you can see thankfully it's not too far inland. Yeah, you can see the general track of the storm going from over here and then just heading towards Alaska. So yeah,
Wow.
within the next 5 days, it should be about right over here on the center of the storm at least. Let me double check that's the case. 5 days from now, that is
My
right
friend
around
doesn't
here.
believe me. I just told my friend that I'm on a live stream,
Nice.
so he did not believe me at all.
Mhm. Right. Alright, let me see this. TC Animates Extra says it seems on Dvorak, if you look through the loop, the northern eye wall is potentially beginning of an erosion phase. Let me pull that up. Dvorak, northern. Oh, it looks like it's deteriorating right now. Yeah, so it actually looks like it's been weakening. See how the convection is
Oh
lowering
yeah.
right now? The solid gray loop or cold medium gray loop we had is now lowering. So it likely lower the intensity estimate to around 190 miles an hour. It looks like it's weakened. Um, it's going to be a very very slow winding down. Okay, so when appearance winds down, the winds will take a while to catch up to it. It's going to be powerful for such a long time. Um, even if its eye collapsed, like within the next, let's say the eye completely collapsed within the next 12 hours, it would still likely be a category 5 at that point, even though the eye is completely gone. It's just due to how the winds slowly lower in terms of winds lower. It's called winds lag when winds lower slower than appearance, and winds increase slower than appearance.
I mean, it makes sense why they call it wind lag because it literally is lagging, kind of.
Yes, yeah, yeah, exactly. It's lagging behind the appearance.
Yeah.
That's why this mainly occurs, and so that's why it may be lowering down to 190 miles an hour. That'd be around, oh god, 165 knots. I'm gonna ask to see if we should go down to here. I'm gonna ask the forecasting team real quick. Hold 165 knots, 892 or 891 millibars. Just seeing if there's gonna be response. All right. So yeah, it. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. TC Animates Extra. It definitely does look like it is. It is
69
degrading.
views.
Because the northern side, you can see the convection waning, It's no longer a solid storm. It's gonna be hover soon. Hover, hova, or yes. It's gonna be hover
We're
for the
using
system.
Ruben's terminology now.
Yes, Ruben's terminology. I might even make that a meme in my Discord server. It's hover.
Absolutely.
Um, let me look at visible.
That'd be a
Or
great.
visible's not gonna show me anything. Let me look at kind of like tropical tidbits, color imagery. See what it's been looking like, how it's been changing. I don't know how much it's changed recently. Yeah, you can see the pinks degrading now,
Oh yeah.
turning more of a blackish color. So by the time we were starting the stream, I believe, I don't know how long ago. Let me double check how long. Okay, oh wow, it's been running for nearly an hour. So let me pull up an hour ago. Let me pull up. What time would it be? 7:46 would be around blank 46. So this is roughly when we started. That was when the pinks were continuing to appear, and now it's fading out. So I don't know if we're
Wow.
gonna lower it. I'm gonna ask the I asked the team, so I'm gonna see what their response is. All right, TC animates. Yep, they said yes. All right. All right. They're the person who's in the chat right now. We're likely gonna lower this down to let me change the pressure, winds and pressure estimates. 190 miles an hour, 891 millibars. There we go. On the top of the screen is now changed. And yeah, it's gonna be now. It's okay. Weathercat asked what strength. The strength we've just lowered the estimate right now to around 190 miles an hour. That's 160 knots, and a minimum central pressure from 889 millibars now up to 891 millibars. So it is weakening slowly. I'm gonna try and see if I can get one other person to verify the intensity. Then I'm gonna post a graphic on Twitter showing it. But yes, it is. It is a very powerful storm. It's the strongest storm of the year unofficially. So that just goes to show how powerful it is. Think of it like the Surrey of this year. Surrey was the strongest storm of 2021, and this.
Surrogate that isn't impacting the Philippines.
Yes, this is very good that it's not impacting anywhere right now, other than
Yeah.
like not making a direct landfall. Um, this is one of the rare cases where the strongest storm does not impact land. So I mean, it's just been a year of insane storms.
This year's
Um,
been definitely crazy though.
yeah, we've
Like
had Mocha. What was the first? Oh yeah, we had Freddy in the beginning. Then we had
that was
Ilsa. Then we
I
had
remember with
Ilsa hit Australia as a
I
powerful
remember
Category
with
5.
I remember with Freddie, like I just texted my stepdad's mother, like a
Mm.
screenshot of the track for Freddie when it was about to hit Madagascar, and I followed up with, well, Madagascar is in for a treat.
Oh yeah, I remember one of the times where it was, in Zombles, the model runs where they can be where they have no idea where it's going. Like sometimes it's, let me see if I can find a good example. Um 94L. Yeah, when some of the time with Freddy it was showing you would be going everywhere, every which way, and then it wasn't until Dingani, I believe was the name of the storm, decided to get in its way. The storm formed. Let me
Hmm.
try and load this. Okay, there we go. All right, so the storm decided to form around this region, which it caused Freddy to bounce away from it. So then suddenly, all ensembles showed 10 days out that it's going to strike Madagascar. And they were all confident, every single ensemble was showing it was going to strike Madagascar, or maybe just
Well,
miss to the south.
they were correct,
Yes. So that was one of the
but
instances when we knew that it was going to be a very bad threat for Madagascar.
yeah, I would
Um,
definitely say that this year's definitely been like the craziest year that I've seen so far.
yeah, and tropical
Within
cyclones
the past,
worldwide.
yeah, with Moir, uh, Ilsa, as you said, Freddie, Hillary.
But
That
next we had Ilsa, which was initially forecasted to be a Category 5 by the GFS model run, and they confirmed it was confirmed right before landfall. There was little islands that it right over here. There's some sort of little islands that it that an
I think I
observation
actually
was
was like
recorded to have
I think I
such
was
a
actually
such a
like
low pressure.
I think I was actually tracking Elsa quite a bit. When was Elsa?
Ilsa, I do not know. It was a while ago, but
I feel
then
like it was
later we
around.
had Mocha, a threat to Myanmar, uh, yeah, Myanmar, Bangladesh, parts of India, which seemed like it was going to be a bad threat, and it was with a jet interaction, basically an interaction with a jet stream. Then we had what was the next major storm? That was Mawar. Yes, spared Guam by weakening very quickly. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
just
was
been an
good.
insane season, and now we have
Yeah, I
another
mean,
very insane storm.
wait. So with uh Calvin, when was the that brought a tropical storm watch for and warning for
Hawaii.
the Big Island? When was
Yes.
the last time that there was before Calvin? When was the last time that there was?
I believe Douglas of 2020 did it.
Yeah, thought so. Because I remember last year, nothing in Hawaii. They didn't
Hmm.
get. I think they. No, I think they got. Uh,
They
what
they
was
get
it?
remnants of storms. They got the remnants
Yeah,
of
they got.
Bonnie last year.
Uh, they, yeah, they got the remnants of, or maybe like outer bands of Darby. Those
Uh,
remnants.
Derby, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Last year it was the Hawaii typically gets storms. All right, Category fives this year. Oh yeah, I forgot. Kevin was one. Yeah, Category fives this year was Freddie, Kevin, Ilsa, Mocha,
My
Mawar,
name.
Sayola, Hova, Lee, and Bolaven. Yes, Kevin was likely a Category 5 in the South Pacific.
Of course, it's my name.
Hmm. Oh, that's your name. Nice.
Yeah, I remember YouTube
Yeah.
chat. Uh, Hillary was definitely like the craziest thing. Like, I never thought that I would see
Yeah, but
something like
this
Hillary.
came into or like we had more crazy storms, which um, when in terms of back-to-back years, the year before this one, last year, 2022 had K
Yeah, I was
skirt the
about to say
coast
2022 had K.
of Los Angeles, and that's the whole reason this year, the NWS Los Angeles or that area is now able to issue tropical storm warnings. They weren't able to do it
No.
last year, but now they are. They're able to
Were
issue
they
warnings.
supposed to? Were they supposed to last year if they could?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
supposed to, but they couldn't. They didn't have the opportunity to. It wasn't official
Uh,
yet. The National Weather Service could not issue tropical storm warnings, stuff like that.
that's strange.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not real. They don't really get hit at all, so that's why.
That is true.
So it wasn't until after K that they um, finally allowed it. But and
Also,
speaking of
uh,
weird places, Canada has been getting hit a lot. So we had Larry of 2021 making a hurricane landfall, fully tropical, over Newfoundland, I believe it was. And then we
yeah,
had 2022
like
Fiona going
it was
towards
near
Nova
Saint.
Scotia.
It was within the St. John's area with Larry
Yeah.
and
And
then
then this year we had
Fiona.
both Lee and Philippe do the same thing. So it's
Yeah.
just been crazy on how unusual places get hit. Then we had Daniel of in the Mediterranean becoming the deadliest Metacane, showing that the World Meteorological Organization needs to have an official area there. Oh yeah, and someone said they just checked the infrared imagery of the storm, and sheesh, it's stronger than more. Yes, it
Yeah.
likely is. I mean, the Dvorak shows it's. Let me play. This is recent imagery. Let me look on Dvorak on this.
Hold on, I will be right back.
Right. And so here's what the Dvorak looked earlier. You can see the full thick ring around it, and now it's beginning to weaken somewhat. On Dapaya's imagery, they can clearly show it right over here when it loads. Yep, there it is. It's all breaking apart. It's hover for it. One. Let me just send something in a server.
Damn, my food isn't here yet.
Yep.
But anyway, I don't know if you were saying talking, but anyway, with Lee,
Yep.
uh, that was like the first hurricane watch for Maine since what, like 2008 ish.
Oh wow.
So that was crazy.
Yep. But yeah, the imagery just looks amazing for the storm, but it sucks to see the appearance now degrading finally. Definitely
Yeah,
stronger on the southern side, southwestern side, but yeah, it's gonna be slowly degrading.
it's on its way out.
Mm, let me just message in a server real quick my analysis on
You
it.
have enough? Wait, are those all servers that you're in?
Yes, all right, hold on.
Are you enough?
Right, yes. So yeah, the storm is slowly weakening now. It's
Lost
lost
six
its peak
viewers.
likely. It could re-strengthen later on. There's something that we call D-min and D-max. That's when times of day. Right. So a good way of describing it. So let me go to satellite on this. Think about it when the sunlight heats up it heats up the grounds. And when the sunlight heats up the ground, it can spawn. It can like form. It evaporates and it can spawn in clouds basically, and that's when your convection, colds, your colds, cloud tops form. It's when rain is at its biggest points, and when by the time you reach midday or whatever, it starts being on a lowering trend, because it's considered D-min, diurnal minimum, when the rainfall is at its minimum. So that's why it might be doing this. But if we go back and look at it, it has never had an issue during the last diurnal minimum. Really, well, it did briefly, it looks like. If you look over here, it had a brief. Wait, where was it? Yeah, right over here, it had a brief issue with its. But it fixed itself, but now it's losing its all. Well, it's not shown on here, but it is losing its now. Dapaya's imagery is more high quality. Is using the mesosector right now to determine the Dvorak and stuff like that. So yeah, it's losing its right now. It may try and reorganize. What the heck? Why do I have so many pings? Right. Right. But yeah, it is such an impressive storm. Let's look at visible imagery. There it is. I'm gonna play an image loop of it. But yeah, it is just gorgeous overall. There's no other words that can really describe this. Just other than stunning, gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
All right, so here's the visible imagery. You can see the eye. Let me zoom in on that more. You can see the eye. The clouds are spinning inside of the eye right now, very very fast. That is so
Oh yeah.
cool to see. You can see the ocean, and it's being somewhat covered by low-level clouds. The overall low-level circulation can be seen. It says a meteorologist best case scenario on something they could see. I'm gonna try and save this as a loop real quick. Yes, there you go. Create GIF. I guess. Hopefully it looks nice. I don't know how long it's gonna take to load. But yeah, this is one of those cases where you get to see an amazing storm, try and save all the imagery you can on it. It is just
Do you
real
realize
time
how many
looks amazing.
screenshots I have?
What?
Do you realize how many screenshots I have?
Oh wow. I know Ben,
Wait,
one of the one of the people who was in the stream yesterday. They had several monitors up with images on it.
wow.
Yeah, it is just this is one of the best days to for tropical weather enthusiasts just to see their own. Yeah, here's the imagery on it. So let me just save it as a GIF. I'm gonna save it on Chrome soon. All right, hold on. Save. There we go. All right. Anyways, going back over to the someone said I check. Oh yeah, yeah, they were the one who said it. Um. All right, so let me go over to let me see the tropical tidbits kind of imagery on here. It looks like some of the pink is back right over here. That's a good sign, showing that it's trying to revive itself. But another thing to notice though is it looks like it's trying to go through another eyewall replacement cycle kind of thing. In this case scenario, you can see how far away the best part of the storm is
I was about to
away
say it
from the
looks
center.
very far away.
Like this is close, right down here. It's somewhat close. It was closer earlier, it was around here. But when you see something this far away, allegedly that can somewhat indicate an eye wall replacement cycle. Um, and it was funny. One of the people was saying like, "Oh, Patricia did the same thing." Well, that was right before its eye wall. They were trying to say that that doesn't mean it they were trying to say like, oh, Patricia, the same thing. That doesn't mean it's undergoing an eye wall replacement cycle, and that was right before Patricia went under the eye wall replacement cycle, which completely canceled out that evidence. It does mean that it can mean that it's undergoing and trying to start at least. Yesterday it did the same exact thing, so but it backed off. We could see if this does the same thing. You can see little bits of spotty areas in this. It's not thick enough anymore for a T7.5. Typically, this would mean if we were to do a fix right now and it was just intensifying, we would consider this a high end T7.0. So around 160 miles an hour. 160 miles an hour is T7.0. T7.5 is 180. So in between there, it'd be a high end T7.0. So around 175 miles an hour. If this was intensifying right now, that'd be the estimate we'd likely give it. But it's on a weakening trend and it looked amazing earlier. So one can only assume that's, due to wind lag, how wind lowers slower than observations. It'd be around since its peak, our estimate has it at 195 miles per hour. It is now roughly 190 miles an hour. It's on a weakening trend. Right about now, let's see if this can be seen. Yeah, see the break appearing finally on tropical tidbits imagery. But overall, the thickness is a whole lot lower. Typically, on this coloring, you need it extended this far in each direction. But that is
Event,
not the case
event
right now.
as, event as, is it 195 or 175? Or did you already answer
Um,
that?
well, officially it's 180. Personally, it was 195 miles an hour peak. Now it's lowered to around 190 miles an hour. Alright, guys, don't forget to like the stream. Let's try and get this out more. Um, let me see if I've gained anything. Alright, there we go. Right, but yeah, it is such a powerful storm, and it's going to be impacting Japan even. I'm going to show what that kind of impacts would be like. But first, actually, I want to talk about Sean. Sean is our new tropical storm right over here.
What's your estimate peak for Sean?
Well, I do not know. I haven't looked at it that much. I'm going to pull up
Yeah.
its forecast right now. 45 miles. Okay, yeah. So I believe him on that. But also there's a disturbance behind its Invest 94L that is going to be heading towards the Caribbean. It seems like, which I don't know what that means. That's not really a good thing you want to see. Because typically,
Hopefully, hopefully it'll end up like curving to the north.
yeah, yeah. See that one? That one has it going to the north towards
Yeah.
Spain and stuff. But if I go to an earlier model run, let's say this one, I'm wondering what it's showing it's going to do. And because these are tropical waves, these tropical waves, you'll see how right over here it forms north of Venezuela. And, but these kind of storms, tropical waves, are meant to go to the eastern Pacific. So these storms are meant to go this direction.
Oh,
Sometimes, due to the high pressure, it can curve the storms out.
kind of like or we're all going to the Eastern Pacific, kind of like Bonnie, and then wait, where did Julia form again? Was it a tropical wave from Africa?
Julia, I believe so. Yeah, all storms
Yeah.
mostly are tropical waves that
Yeah.
go this way. Anytime you see something really in the Caribbean, that's mostly a tropical wave. Like if they are forming in this area, that's typically a tropical wave. Like Bonnie was the perfect example of
Yeah.
a tropical wave meeting its purpose. It went from Africa all the way to Hawaii. And I'm gonna look at the latest imagery on 94L. Um, See all the convection, and this is what we were talking about earlier. With depending on the time of day, convection can just be completely wiped out. Like you see how much it was earlier, and then it fizzles out so much right there.
Wow.
And pretty soon the convection will start appearing again. Let me look at visible imagery to see a low level circulation if there is any. Forgot it's nighttime, we can't see anything. Yeah, so that's kind of an issue. Alright, but yeah, Sean, I'm gonna be a remnant low, likely on approach to the Puerto Rico area, just north of there. It's not gonna impact land likely. Would invest 94L. You'll see it makes a straight shot to the west. And it doesn't seem like it's gonna curve early on. Could become a tropical storm briefly. We don't know what this is gonna do yet. At all
It's
really.
a little too early on, I
Yeah.
would say. GFS moment.
Yes, GFS moments. Definitely. The GFS likes to overestimate things. Anyways, going back over to Bolaven, however you want to pronounce it's really
I don't
anything
even
works.
know.
Yeah. But yeah, the eye temperature, let me actually look at what it is recently. Let me refresh this. I am wrong thing. Let me do this. Up here, this right number is the eye
Oh, it's
temperature of the storm. Let me
raining
see if
again.
it's been cooling. Yeah, it's been cooling now. It's at 20.9 degrees Celsius. Still, it means anything above 20 is typically what you see with a category 5. Um, but when you're talking about a storm with, I believe satellite estimated this was around 27 degrees Celsius eye, so one of the warmest eyes you can get. Because the sea surface, the warmest you can possibly get is 30, because that's the sea surface temperatures. But getting that kind of warm eye temperatures is insane, showing how clear out it is. Let me look at water vapor. Let me look at how this looks. Yeah,
I
this shows how dry
swear.
of an eye it is. So I know
Oh
Hova got the
wow.
driest eye on record. But this, it's I don't know exactly what all this stuff is, but I mean you can't really get for some reason you can't really get to the positives. But it shows how dry of an eye this is. Um, and dry air is up here, right over here, and this isn't really going to
Yeah.
be a problem for a while. You'll notice the banding creates a shield for the storm. Let me pause it on the last frame. So here's the dry air trying to push in, but it's the counteracting factor is the banding right over here that's being pushing up against it. So it acts as its own environment to breathe right now.
That
It
is like
has a whole
literally.
entire healthy environment to intensify stuff like that. But also another thing that I wanted to mention though was the fact that there is wind shear. Oh god. Nope. I have to zoom out some more.
Just something about that. How just how it's hard to describe when it becomes day.
Mm-hmm.
How something about it, just how it reveals itself like that
Right,
is
but
just
another thing in this though is to notice how the storms. If you look up here, like this storm take for example, it's moving very very fast north. Whereas like something like this, these are slow moving storms, and that's due to wind shear. Wind shear is pushing these storms to the north a lot faster. It's getting sheared, but the thing is, the core of it isn't getting sheared at all. It's perfectly intact. This area is, or let me do that. This area is like the cutoff for shear when it gets very hostile. That's why you see the storms not circling around it. Typically, you'd see these bandings are circling around it because there's no wind shear. Oh, whereas let me do that again. Um, around here, but when you get around here, you'll notice these bands try and go here, and then they get sucked up to the north. Now away from the center. So that's its little bits of banding trying to connect to a front up here. And if I go to zoom Earth, we can see that front right over here trying to connect more. Let me zoom out to lots more. Right, so here's your low right up here. Let me see. Yeah, that can be seen on stream. All right, so here's the front of it right over here going in this area. Then it fizzles out right over here. There's the center of this storm. You can see the outflow of it's trying to connect to the its whole bunch of clouds are connecting to the fronts. So technically, you could say that's the cloud. They're two of them are holding hands. These two
yeah.
storms. One of
Love story.
these the bands goes to the other one of the other. That's kind of how they hold hands, I guess you could
Looks like
say.
some sort of like a strange love story between storms.
Yeah, well, I mean, there it's this Bulavan is gonna try and do the same exact thing this post-tropical system is doing.
Yeah.
Because this post-tropical system, Bulavan is gonna be over here as a massive post-tropical system. So I mean,
Then with
like,
all that blue area by Hawaii.
what?
Um.
Hold on, let me pull it up. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
didn't even notice. It's a radar glitch, I believe. Oh,
Yeah.
because it thinks it's
What?
fog.
Sorry. What?
I have no idea what the heck just happened. Yeah, but it believe. Oh god, slow internet connection. Let me make sure everything's good. All right. So, Steven Weather, hello there.
Extratropical.
They asked, "What is your estimates?" Steven Weather. So my estimates on the storm is 190 miles an hour, or its peak was 195 miles an hour. Eight. All right. So yeah, but its peak pressure was estimated at around 889 millibars, maybe even 887 millibars. But now the storm, as it is peaking right now, or now it's weakening, you can estimate it a little bit lower, a tad bit lower, maybe at around 190 miles per hour, 891 millibars. So it's a little bit weaker than what it actually, or like a little bit weaker. Let's see this one. Let's see. Um, Give me one. Wait, so is it still strengthening? Hold on. I do not know what people are thinking about this. Alright, yeah, Stephen Weather, I see it. Alright, see you, Stephen Weather. Alright. So, yeah, I'm just trying to see the, Okay, that's funny. All right. Anyways, I don't know if it's all right.
Okay, I'm gonna take that, Chase.
Huh?
You gonna take that disrespect, huh?
No. No, hold on. All right. So they're saying CDO's blowing up. I don't know about that. All that. I believe it might be weakening some. Let me double check. Everyone said it was okay in the contributor hub. Yep. Right. One from right. Let's see. So, yeah, the storm, it seems like it was weakening. I'm gonna pull up Depaya one more time just to see what it shows in terms of Dvorak estimates. Yeah, it's losing it. Alright, shear completely shredded the banding feature, yes. Alright, so wind shear from the storm, you could see how, oh, wrong thing, I'm not even showing my, thing, give me moments. Alright, here we go. So, if I go over to Zoom Earth, wind shear, the banding was, oh yeah, wait, no, let me go over here again, yeah. The banding was a lot more apparent, you could see it right here, but now the banding got sucked away. So now it's not even T8.0. Let me see what Zulu time it is right now. Alright, yeah, so in around 43 minutes or so, that's when we're going to get the 00Z fix. And that's when we're going to know more about the intensity estimations, that kind of stuff. And that's when we're going to, or like, Dvorak fixes. Then we're going to, like, we might lower it down to 185 miles an hour. Officially, it's 180 miles an hour, so I don't. Or wait, no, officially it is. Let me double check real quick. 155 knots, 2 miles an hour. That is okay. Officially, it's 180 miles an hour. So even if we weaken it to 185 miles an hour, that is not what the officials are even showing. So yeah, knowing the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, they might weaken it or maintain. It's pretty evident though that's the Dvorak is weakening here. Yeah, you could see its appearance degrading. This is a little bit out of dates compared to Depaya's overall analysis and stuff, which do a better job, a very, very good job. I highly recommend using the websites for satellite imagery. Oh, wait, hold on, is it back? Let me double check. Just checking some stuff on another server. Alright,
Chase, did you end up making the graphic for Twitter yet,
not
or
yet.
not
I'm
yet?
just
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
see. Alright, someone asked unrelated question, but do you think the Atlantic will reach the auxiliary list? I'd say no, in my personal opinion.
I agree.
Earlier it seemed like it. We have three more names left until then, so we need four more storms to get into it. Um, and let's say 94L becomes a storm because that seems like a possibility. I mean, we'd have three more storms to get. The season's likely dead right after the storm. Um,
Wait,
it's
what
been
would
supposed to die after Idalia. After that whole mess was done, the season was supposed to die out around a month ago. Like a sudden drop in activity, and it finally has done that. We're not getting many storms. Um, just lots of invest and spin ups. But let's say we get two more storms, like one storm for the rest of October. Besides this, then we need only two more storms left. I doubt there could be one throughout the entire month of November and December. Like saying that's combining November and December, those 2 months may only have one storm throughout the 2 month period, and that's an if. So then we could finish the normal list, but I don't think we're gonna get to the auxiliary list. This is gonna be like a 2021 repeat where we almost get there. So yeah, we could get to the third most active or third tied for third most active season, but I do not know yet.
Wait, so what will the next F94L become something? Then what would the name be?
A good question. I do not have that memorized. I believe Tammy. Let me just double check though.
I've checked at least like 50 times, but then I keep
Tammy.
on
Yep,
forgetting.
Tammy, Vince, and Whitney are going to be the next three names.
Alright. I remember with what was soon gonna become Arena. I remember like looking like 75 different times. I still forgot, and then we did the first advisor. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, Arena, right,
Ophelia
right,
should be an
right.
easy name to remember because that was in 2017.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to see the storm. Um, like, the first storm name I've ever known was Irma. Mainly that was because that was the first storm, or I mean, I tracked or was alive during it. And obviously that name was retired, so we don't get that name again. But the first storm I know that I now know in this season is Jose. So that
When I was
means
living
that
in
I've experienced one storm twice now. I've seen the name twice or used in 2 different years. So that is when you
I
really know
remember
that
I'm
you're
like
starting to
looking.
get your tropical cyclone knowledge up when you see the same storm used again. Right? What?
Oh yeah. So I remember looking back at like advisory archive from like 2016, and then like how different the graphics were. That was
Yeah.
like this was around like 2021, and then I was all like, okay, well next year I get to see the updated graphics for the new graphics for the storm list. Like I was always excited about that,
Yeah.
just to see how much of a difference. But anyway, going back to the whole seeing storms and stuff like that, I remember back in 2017. I don't know if you've heard of him, but Angry Grandpa. I used to watch him with my dad, and they did like because they live in or well, Angry Grandpa passed away that year, but
Yeah.
they live in South Carolina. But with Irma, they end up like doing vlogs and stuff like that on Irma. They did it with Florence. I think they did one with Florence.
Yep.
They did a few for Dorian, and then they did one with Ian. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And eventually you'll see the same name used in the
yeah.
next 6 years. When-
The first one like that was actually kind the or well, the first one I was talking about yesterday. That was like really kind of somewhat tracking was Dorian, but the one that was then like the next one that was actually like really tracking was uh Isaias. How do you pronounce it?
Isaias, you did that perfectly.
Wow. But anyway, like because that was hitting my area from when I was living in Massachusetts, so I was kind of like looking at like I was just looking it up on YouTube, watching the news and stuff like that on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, wait, real quick. Something I want to point out, though, is that you can see the eye wobbling in the latest frames. How it's a clear path, and then at the very end it starts doing little loops or whatever, showing it's on a weakening trend now.
Oh yeah. But back in 2019, like I remember thinking that there's only gonna like that there's only one hurricane each year.
Mm-hmm.
I remember those days.
Let's
Oh,
see.
confused.
Bolaven said, or Hyper said that Bolaven was surrounded by minus 80s. Let me double check that. Bolaven is not surrounded by minus 80s, by the way. Minus 80s are the pinks. Bolaven has never been surrounded by fully, or only in the beginning stages. But then it lost it due to its structure. This was likely its peak right around here, I'd say. Or no, actually, I forgot. Never mind. It has to do with the banding that developed. That makes it that strong. Moor didn't really have all this kind of banding to it. Oh, and now look at it. It looks like a smiley face. Do you see it?
Oh yeah, it kind of
Right over
does.
here. A little bit of a grin.
Yeah.
Oh my god, hold on. I'm gonna say.
Oh my god, I remember seeing satellite imagery of Hurricane Matthew.
Yeah, one.
You already know that you aren't the only one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask. I'm gonna send in my server. I'm the only one who sees a face. But yeah, it's becoming one of those appearances where the banding looks like a little smiley face right here. You got the little
That
jaw.
is pretty cool.
But also, it looks like a 9 if you look at it.
Yeah, it does, because then you got the eye.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually really cool. That, like, I like that about storms, that, like, sometimes, like, you can, like, the storms actually look like something else, like
Yes, yeah.
nine.
And it's all psychology and stuff where your brain is meant to recognize faces.
Yeah,
So your brain always tries to look for faces and things. So that's why
that
when
is
you see
one
like a
creepy
little
smile,
smile or
though.
in something, looks like it's
That is
or
one,
whatever.
that is one creepy smile, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. It's all about your perspective on what you think looks like.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
is
it
cool,
looks
though.
happy. It looks, yeah, it does look menacing though.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, but I don't think I'm the only one who doesn't see the face. All right, let me see this discussions. Super Typhoon Bolaven is projected to move north. It says it will become fully extratropical. I think it hasn't reached its fully predicted. Yeah, all right. It was in the past few frames. I'll try to add you in the server on what frame I was talking about. Mawari was stronger than this. All right. Dang, got hit with the. Am I here? I'm gonna pull up the image in my Discord server on here. I'm gonna send it in stream just so. And I'm wondering about.
That is funny, though.
Oh god, I got pinged in this server as well. Yes, yes. Hold on.
Roast
I'm gonna pull
over.
this on stream with my own server. This is funny. Right over here. Here's the yes, yes.
People are
Typhoon sus
brutal.
events. Yes, yes.
People are brutal here.
Mhm. But yeah. It's not seen on here yet, but it is such an impressive storm. But the cloud tops are going to be lowering over time right now. We don't have radar, sadly, but we can see this, the outer bands right over here. And the storm motion, if this works properly, you'll see the storms moving northeast. Yeah, here we go. You see them? Let me speed it up just a bit more. Oops, opened up Microsoft Store on my computer. Alright, don't mean that up. Alright, here we go. So then you can see the bandings going this direction. So you can see a little bit of scattered storms throughout Guam. Nothing much.
Definitely not quite as bad as it was before.
Yes. Alright, so that's mainly that area here. I'm gonna check Florida's weather right now, because they're getting all types of
I know
bad
that
storms.
I know that within like 15 minutes ago, it just started pouring out of nowhere. Then like 2 minutes later, Done.
Yes.
Florida makes no sense. At no sense at all.
Right. But yeah. Oh, come on. Now the radar's back up over here. We would have had a perfect shot at looking at Lydia. But then it's
Uh-huh.
yep. And then this radar's back up now, right after Max hits. Yeah, there's storms all over the area in Florida,
Okay.
but our main focus right now is going to be the big storm of Bulaven. Not a Philippine name though, so Philippines don't know what to call it except for Bulaven. It's not impacting the area, thankfully. They get to have a break with seeing a
They
very
could probably,
powerful storm not have a Philippine name.
I would say they could just call it a very crazy looking storm.
Yep,
That's it.
they'd call it Bulaven because it's
Yeah.
the official name.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that it doesn't have a Philippine name. Oh yeah, and someone said the
Oh
smile
wow.
reminds me of Matthew. Yeah, any sort of face can remind you of Matthew.
Thank you. Thank you, people.
Yes.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. But you have 8 viewers watching right now? That's crazy.
Yeah. This is actually a very good amount. This is a really successful stream compared to my last few. The views aren't going as much, but that means that people on stream are now having a more larger attention span, and that's mainly due to the beautiful imagery on this storm.
Yeah. Planet Andor mapping, thank you for telling me that I'm not the only one. Thank you here.
Yeah. But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
like normally our viewers will. Okay, hold on. I need to stop streaming real quick on my thing up here. Sorry, I just need to remove something. I accidentally opened something. All right, there we go. All right, now I'm gonna screen share to you. All right.
Alright.
There you go. Sorry if the thing lags for a bit. 100 minutes. Is it? Yeah, 100 minutes so far on the stream. That's cool. But happy 100-minute stream. Yeah, so the eye is very well defined. That's been the case for a while. Um, yeah, it has a perfectly clear eye, nothing in it. Let me pause it on the last frame. Yeah, so windy.com does a very good job of seeing the eye temperature and where it is. Um, wait, let me look at visible. This shows. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, wow.
And here's this. I don't know why it's showing it's being filled in on that side. Might be. Let me double check. Yeah, but it's such a monster of a storm. Oh yeah, I forgot there's the lightning maps and whatnots. Let me turn on lightning on here just to see if it shows it. Because in theory it should show the lightning. Doesn't want to, apparently.
Hold on, I'll be right back
Alright.
again.
But yeah, lightning typically indicates that the storm is strengthening or is very powerful. So although it doesn't show it here, just expect that there's lots and lots of lightning in the eye wall. And lightning is typically not expected in tropical storms. So like this area, this little pink area, shouldn't be getting lightning at all in these kind of storms. It's just rain, heavy rain. The lightning occurs at the eye wall. So the area where the pink and white. Oh yeah, see there was a lightning bolt right here. That's just one of several. It doesn't show all of it, but it just shows that there is lightning. So yeah, there's lightning right over here. I don't know if it can be seen on stream. Let me lower it down some. Yeah, right over here. That is where it shows how it's in the eye wall of the storm. And expect like lots and lots of bolts all throughout the area as it's such a powerful storm. Oh, I misspelled globally wrong. Um, it's kind of automated. Let me see. Glow bubbly. My God, glow bubbly. Right. So let me change that globally. Thank you for doing that, or for telling me. Gotta make mistakes. We're human after all. Alright. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream, everyone. This recommends it to more people. And press on those emoji buttons. Yes, you see them? There you go. Yeah, those little 100 icons, those kind of stuff. I believe that increases engagement or whatever. You can try it for like a few seconds. See if it does anything. If you're on mobile, you can do it. I don't know about PC. But yeah, it is a monster of a storm right now, and now you can see the smile on here. Somewhat's looking like a 9. But if I pull up this imagery, we can see it more. Oh, oops, my bad, yeah. That banding right over here, this is the one that's becomes that little smile. And you can even stretch this out further, banding if you make it seem like this is its mouth right here and whatnot. But, it's hard to tell in terms of that. Yes. Typhoon Bolaven after becoming the strongest storm of 2023. Smiley face. Yep. But it definitely is a very, very strong storm. I'm just gonna check if anyone else is actually streaming. Let me check something else as well. On something soon. Give me one moment, guys. Just trying to pull up something. Yeah, yep, the only other stream is Force 13, and theirs is automated, so we're the only one talking. But yeah, it's a beauty of a storm, definitely. 12Z today was when it was surrounding for the most part. Let me check that out. 12Z today, you said. Yeah, so around this point, it had the most convection. Maybe a little bit earlier, 9Z. But it wasn't until around 18Z that we realized it was a T8.0. Maybe 12Z or 15Z. 15Z is this point right over here. You can see the banding up to the north. So that's when we realize it's that kind of powerful. Yeah, I'm wondering about. Oh, never mind. Let me go back. Actually, let me do it on this. I'm looking at that little low that it has for some reason. Just gonna look at these model runs real quick. You see that squall line or whatever? That's a linear bias though. It definitely could have it. Yeah, but it's definitely a large rainmaker, that kind of stuff. But yeah, right now, such a powerful storm. Um, All right, Tuna, you there? Nope, guess not. Alright. What do you mean Tropical Storm Sean could talk? But yeah, it looks good on imagery. I cannot deny that. Sean, at least, let me do this. 553%. What the heck's happening to it? There we go. Oh god, it's moving way, 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 way too fast. Yeah, but you can clearly kind of see, I believe the center's actually right over here, so the shear's pushing it away. I'm actually going to look at the map for Tropical Storm Sean. I'm going to pull it up on stream shortly. Right, here we go. This is Sean. IR imagery. Okay, yes, it doesn't want to work. Don't know why the heck it's doing this. Alright, but it looks like I'll have to do... I don't know what the heck, but sea surface temperatures are favorable. Oceanic heat content's good. Oh, there we go. Finally get to actually see it. Yeah, see, shear's blowing it to the
It's a
northeast.
miracle my food's here.
Nice.
Got some Chinese.
Oh, wow, and we had an ASCAT pass on it. That's cool.
So what are we talking? So what's going on right now?
Looking at the storm of Sean right now, but it's
Okay.
showing how the shear affects it. And just explaining how the shear works with this, how it blows storms to the northeast, or like it's blowing it from the low level circulation right here.
Oh, the food's so good.
Right. But yeah, oh yeah, and here's the lightning icon. It briefly appeared right over here. It doesn't mean that that's the only lightning strike. Um, right over here,
Oh yeah,
we've
I see
got,
that.
and that is now yeah. It basically there's lots of lightning, like maybe 20 strikes overall throughout the eye wall. It is because of how powerful it is. Maybe even a lot more than that. Well, I mean like 20 or like one strike a minute kind of rates. But here you can see how the shear blows the storms. Like the storm fires here and it gets blown that direction. So yeah, let me look at visible imagery on the storm. Look at it better. And there it is, and it goes through a little bit of a wobble when it
Yeah.
goes this direction and then it goes that way. Yeah, you can see it on the latest frames how it makes a turn
Yeah.
back that direction. Alright, let's see what else is there. But you can see how there's lightning with this. There was a brief icon in the beginning. Right over here there's lightning. But it's hard to determine it in a tropical cyclone like this without proper satellites. Let me see if there's actually a lightning thing. Doubt it's. Oh, and this is water vapor.
Oh my god, I'm like Remember Cloud? That friend go nagging me about playing Minecraft, and I already told him that on live stream.
Yeah, there's the dry, dry eye. Anyways, yeah. Um, Wind's not gonna really do a good job of showing its true potential. Because these models. Oh wait, oops, that's a Beaufort's wind scale, I believe. There we go, miles an hour, 55. But that's. Oh, yeah, that's sustained winds, my bad. And the gusts aren't even any better. Models do not initialize storms good, so that's why when you look on stuff to see how strong the winds are, you can't really use that data that well. Oh yeah, something I forgot there is Tommerberg. Yeah, here it is. So if I go here, you'll be able to see how strong how good the sea surface temperatures are if it loads. There we go. There's Bolaven. Surprisingly, they don't have their forecast cone, but this will show you all the chances of tropical storm force winds. I thought, nope, not on here. Alright, but here's the ensemble paths. So, oh yeah, but this it may take like 24 hours to go below Cat 5 status.
Wow.
But yeah, you can see how all the models have it heading towards Alaska. And is there the D ship intensification forecast? Nope. All right. Yeah, officially it's 180 miles an hour, 903 millibars. That's what we saw earlier. Oh, they lowered the winds to 175. I think. All right, let me check ATCF. Nope, nothing yet. Didn't do anything on here as well. But the gusts allegedly are up to 190 knots. So 190 knots, 2 miles an hour. That's around 220 miles an hour. Which that's if you're considering it's 155 knots. So let's see. We believe it was um 15 knots higher. So that would be around. Let's see how many more. That'd be maybe 205 knots. Say I don't know. You can't rule out gusts of 235, 240 miles an hour in this kind of storm. It is such a powerhouse right now. And I forgot winds. You can actually look at elevated winds on here and see how
Like,
stacked the winds are. Yeah, yeah. See there. There's the storm, and there's the jet stream up here. This is how elevated it is. This is. Let me see how many. This is 10 kilometers up in the air right now, which is around 6 miles straight up in the air, and you can still see a circulation. But something else you can see though is the jet stream right over here, and then they're trying to connect. So let me see how high up I can go. So you can still somewhat see the circulation down here, and then you can see the jet stream. And then if I go even further, you still see the low right down here, and then there's the jet stream. How high up can I actually take it? Yeah, that's the highest. Yeah, it's crazy seeing how the jet stream's up there, and there's the surface right here. Jet stream typically has Category 5 kind of winds right here. If we look through here, 188, 190 plus miles an hour. So it's just as strong as the storm, but it's way up high. Yeah, and you can see a jet stream dip right over here. These are cool to look at. And I believe it dips down Yeah, over here as well.
Wow.
And temperature is obviously going to lower from this. If I go up ahead in the forecast, when the low's up here, let's see what that does to the United States.
Oh wow. But
Yeah,
at
it
those
should be bringing
temperatures,
an Arctic blast. Fahrenheit, what are these temperatures? You see low 30s, 20s, stuff like that so that you could expect in the area there.
hmm.
Oh yeah, and take a look at these kind of temperatures and my color scale here, minus 49
Oh my god.
degrees
Pro
Fahrenheit.
tip: go to Greenland.
Yep. Right. But oh yeah, and I believe I can take a look at sea surface temperatures and see how they've changed from Bulaven. It's hard to see, but there's a little bit of a difference in color through its path. And also, I forgot the HRRR model will show you its sea surface temperatures. Alright, here it is. If we go over here, sea surface temperatures, right, take a look at this. Right over here, you see how it lowers its. And if I go to a previous forecast, maybe over here, you'll be able to see it a lot more. You see right over here? It lowers
Oh
its
wow.
a lot more. Oh yeah, and initially I remember it was forecasted to hit Guam right over here. But yeah, it has since not done that. And here's another good example of sea surface temperatures lowering.
That just sucks out all the warm
Yep, and
water.
oceanic heat content, stuff like that. So yeah, right now it's already caused some cooler sea surface temperatures all the way down to like 26 degrees Celsius. So it's nearly in the greens in that area.
I would say that areas in like Rota and Saipan, those areas, I would say that they are not really worrying about sea surface temperatures and maybe like
Oh yeah,
they got.
and take a look at the model run here showing how far out it's going.
Oh wow.
And then for some reason the HRRR doesn't show anything past that. Let me look at what the alright. For some reason that's not a part of their forecast or something. And here's
That's too
the
bad.
total accumulated precipitation. And do you see the box in the center?
Yeah, I
That's
was about to
completely
say, why is
white.
there a box?
I don't know.
Error
Oh
much?
yeah, and do you see the box right over here?
Yeah.
And if you look at it more, you can see how there's a secondary box as well, right over here. Don't know what that's mainly for,
That's weird though.
but they do have it as a powerful post-tropical system in the nine. Briefly in the 950s, but here if I go to actually low-level winds, this will actually give me a good, accurate reading. You see how large the typhoon force winds are? Oh wait, never mind.
Oh,
That's hold on. Never mind. I did that wrong. That was way up high. All right, here's an accurate reading now of the typhoon force. That's in pink or purplish. It's funny how
that
they
part.
have it as a. It looks almost tropical at this point because of how the model's glitching out.
Hmm.
But if
Are
I
they
go to
not
the
smoking?
actual HRRR, I'm wondering if we can actually look at this better. Yes. Here's it's peaking out around 157 knots. That's what this has. And then it finally starts undergoing its weakening phase, turning post-tropical, and then just leaving the area. Let me look at reflect or radar. Here we go. This is a good idea of when it turns its post-tropical, that kind of stuff. So maybe by October 13th, so in 48 hours or so, it could become a post-tropical storm. Let me look at
Oh,
this. So from 48 hours from now, it'd be, let's see, going from, yeah, it may be a very powerful post-tropical system around here beginning to transition, and then over here as a very powerful, like Category 3, potentially, extratropical cyclone. It's
Wow,
going to
that
be a
is really
beautiful
powerful.
one. It is going to be gorgeous on visible imagery when it actually becomes one. It's going to be amazing seeing its transition. All of that's going to be amazing. Well, as we're approaching 9 a.m. Japan Standard Time, likely gonna end the stream so I can focus on schoolwork, stuff like that.
All right. Yeah, they're currently they're just in the server. Let's see. Yeah, 8 Ball and Seek are currently doing battles. So
Yep.
yeah, missing out. Oh well, gotta be loyal.
Yeah. Right, but here's one of the cool things seeing a post-tropical system. This is called occluding, when a system becomes a circular system and then turns wide. We're gonna notice it makes a swing to the northeast. Let me go to North Pacific. This shows it better. Where Bolaven's center starts turning more into a large post-tropical system. It can be post-tropical here, but it's more powerful in this phase. Mainly, it's a wider system. That's why
Hold
you
on,
see
I'm just
this
gonna get my.
system taking that same shape. So, yeah. Let's look at the satellite imagery one last time. I'm going to look at Dvorak real quick for Andapaya, see how it's resolved itself. Yeah, it's falling apart. So yeah, it's looking like it's weakening. Gonna see that more and more, and it's as we say, it's hover, hover as in Jover from Hurricane Hova. Oh yeah, and I see the imagery of the S2 storms at peak. Um, well, yes, yeah, it is a lot stronger. Here, I'm gonna pull up on stream the two storms right now. So here was Mawar at peak. Looks pretty nice. Your typical, very powerful storm, and then you get this storm at near its peak, and see all the purple or all the pinks around it. It's a very very clear difference between the two storms. But wow, that's a big difference. Well, any closing thoughts, Tuna?
Huh?
Any closing thoughts?
Well, I would say, I will say, satellite imagery looks awesome. Sorry about the background noise,
No worries.
but satellite imagery looks awesome, and yeah.
Yeah, that's it basically.
So,
So here, let's close it out with some good satellite loops from
yeah.
cyclone weather. There's that awesome visible imagery. Can I save it as a GIF? No, okay, I need to do it here. Or wait, GIF link? Oh, it's loading right now. Think it's loading. Give it a moment to work. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna save these all as different things. Most of them, at least. Nope, guess that doesn't work for some reason. Here's the water vapor imagery. Oh, this is something I might have been looking for. Yeah, not really. Old water vapor, SSD, water vapor, infrared imagery, rainbow, RB top.
So what's the plan after the stream?
I'm just gonna do my schoolwork and then go to sleep. No time for
Smart.
VCs, no none of that.
Smart.
Right.
Oh.
So yeah, this is the one of the best imageries that you'll ever see on a Typhoon. So yeah, just trying to get all the best imagery that we can. That's why I'm gonna load this loop. I'm gonna check on my phone how high quality it is,
Oh,
just to
by the
make
way,
sure if I
Chase,
want to
so,
snag it for my stream at a later time.
so Chase, any sort of streams that you do like early in the morning, like 5, 6 in the morning, there's a good chance I won't be able to join
Yeah, yeah,
because I'll be sleeping. But
yeah, I get it.
you're still, yeah,
And I'll let you guys know beforehand, okay? Like it's gonna be an announcement like a week prior or so that they're like,
all
hey,
right.
just letting you know there's a stream coming soon. Um,
I mean, I could like try if you're gonna announce it like a week before. I could try to push my sleep back so I can be able to so I can go to bed like a bit
yeah,
earlier
yeah,
than
that's what
waking.
I did with the whole entire Lydia. All these past streams, I've been changing my sleep schedule so I could sleep later, or
I can yeah I can mess up my sleep schedule being on the
yeah,
stream.
that's what I did.
I don't really.
And then you
That's
need
how
time to
loyal you
repair it
are.
because it takes a
That
toll on your body
that is
and
how
all that
loyal you
stuff.
are to letting people showing people streaming to people.
Yep.
That's so.
But yeah, that's about it. It's an amazing storm, just just beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
I guess I'll see you all in the next stream whenever there's a system threatening lands. Thankfully, we won't likely be doing a stream on this impacting lands. I might try and do a
Yeah.
stream tomorrow, maybe. In because this stream did really well. I might do another one.
Maybe you
Anyways,
can do.
yep.
Maybe
Um,
you can do like one when it comes to post tropical.
yeah, I might do it on its post-tropical transition. Maybe it hitting Alaska. I don't know. But thank you everyone for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the next